She scares me.
Tay, can we talk?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, it's your girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about Love Island USA Season 7, Episode 8. And let's go right into the video because this video is really messy. As I said, you know, they trying to break up the Huda and Jeremiah situation because just looking kind of a little, you know, fishy that they're going to be closed off, whatever, because of Ace. Ace really instigated that whole situation. Ace had the girls basically trying to keep an eye on Jeremiah. And then the guys basically keeping their eyes on Huda. So then we had this messy little game challenge, pie challenge today that happens later in the episode, which a lot of these questions and answers came from, you know, people thinking that the Huda and Jeremiah situation is kind of giving fraud. So moving along, we have this whole Ace and Amaya situation. After Ace basically friend zoned Amaya, essentially, you know, there was little chats here and there. You know, Austin pulled Shelly for a chat, basically saying like he doesn't want to be in triangle, no pressure to Shelly, but you know, he hopefully wants her to make up her mind. She definitely can, like, says like go, she still likes him, whatever. Keep it moving. Huda and Jeremiah have a chat basically about her previous little discussion about being closed off. But Jeremiah, once again, was just like, it's too early to try to close off this relationship week one.
Some amount of time in, it would be like a...
No, I know, and there's no rush.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm just saying in general, like...
Then I'm all about you. I'll say
we
like
gotta
that.
be straight up.
I'm saying no business. I'm all about you. Someone else.
Should I talk to other people? Like when they come in?
Bro, what do you... How the heck... Whoa, how do you draw that connection? I'm saying I'm not... As you've seen, I'm not actively pursuing other people.
Okay.
If we were like down Casa area, you know, at least 2-3 weeks in, maybe you can say, oh, we're closed off. But like, this is week one still. Like, week one is just now ending. Like, hold on, like, hold your horses. Like, why are we closing off that early before any male, well, besides Charlie, but any real male, you know, bombshells enter the villa? Like, let's be so for real. Anyways, they go to sleep and Ace decides to hug Shelly. He hugs Shelly. Amaya sees it. You know, Amaya asks him, like, hey, you gonna hug me good night? And he was like, nah. Like, bro, dude really a menace. So gets up in the morning, tells the guys, like, hey, I'm trying to like plan, you know, a little yoga date with Shelly. That basically, because if he friends with Amaya, who else was it gonna be? With Shelly. Shelly's making breakfast for Austin, which is like, really, the girls were already week one making breakfast for the guys is crazy. Like, why are we making breakfast for the guys? Like, the guys should still be making breakfast for the girls. Like, what's going on? But Shelly's making breakfast for Austin, you know, have a little chat, whatever. Have a chat, but she decides to go up change because, you know, Ace basically said, like, you know, go change, like, you know, we're gonna have a yoga date situation. So goes into the bedroom, you know, dressing room. Amaya comes in like, I don't care, everybody's still here, I'm gonna, you know, come at Shelly. Like, you know, you saw me cry about Ace and da-da-da-da, and you come for me or whatever. It seems like you were trying to be sneaky, trying to get a little intel about the whole situation so you can move towards Ace. But it's like, Shelly told you from jump, when you entered the villa, that she and Ace had a little something going on, even though she's coupled up with Austin. She never switched her stance because at the end of the day, it was the guys who picked their choices. The girls have yet to make their decision of who they want to be coupled up with, if they're being honest and being genuine, you know? So until she does that, and she's still running back to Ace, you can't really be mad about her. Because she told you, she let you know prior, when you entered the villa, that she was getting to know Ace. And then she still continued to do so. How is she being fake with you? So I don't really see your point here, Shelly. I don't really see your point here, Amaya. Like, you kind of have this misplaced energy, you know, at the wrong person here. So the energy should be towards, you know, Ace. So Shelly was kind of upset about the whole situation because she was just like, oh, you can have Ace. Like, girl, like, please. Ace don't even want you, so I don't even know what you're talking about. But anyhow, neither here nor there, you know. Shelly talks to Austin, basically said, like, you know, Amaya came at her sideways. Like, all the guys basically kind of figured out or found out that Amaya came at Shelly sideways about this whole Ace situation, you know.
Ace's yoga session ended up falling through. Yes.
So Ace pulls Amaya for a chat and basically was just like, okay, I thought we were cool. Like, what happened to that? Like, I thought we were cool. Why we, you know, acting out in the dressing room? So she was just like, well, you told me, like, it was giving real New York. Like, they were like, you know, he was just like, well, since you not let me speak, I don't really hear you, I'm gonna let you know loud and clear, like, I don't want to explore you. So it was like, that thing is dead. Which is kind of crazy. Like, he really wasted people's time because it's just like, you had the first choice, you had the first decision. Nobody stole Shelly from you. You decide to deny yourself from picking Shelly for what reason? Like, Shelly was on your mind from day one, and you decide to switch up, and then now you regret your decision and acting funny towards Amaya for what reason? Like, you didn't have boundaries with Shelly, but now you have boundaries with Amaya. Like, let's keep it real. Like, you don't have a boundaries. You didn't give Shelly these set of rules. You gave Amaya these set of rules. And just like, all right. Like, what are you doing? So that thing is dead. It is what it is. Whatever. Anyways, Austin, he pulls Shelly for a chat. They have a little yoga situation going on, meditation, whatever. Moves. And then Ace decides to pull Shelly for a chat while Austin's like talking to her. So Austin, he's already like, you know, getting up to his level of how much more he can take with the situation. So, you know, he allowed it.
Yeah.
So it was crazy.
Hello.
Hi, hello.
Can I speak to you for a minute?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you in a minute. I'm glad we did that. We'll have to
me
get a
too.
long session in of it.
Exactly. We will.
Appreciate it, my dog.
What up, baby?
We can, let's go.
You know, Ace pulled Shelly for a chat. Anyways, they talked about the whole situation, but she's just like, yeah, you kind of give him mysterious, you kind of have a little wall up, like, you know, because most of their conversations are giving surface level. Like, it's like, how, let's get deep, let's get to know each other, like, real deal, if you really want to pursue this on the outside. Because it's like, yeah, your conversations are cool, you're comfortable, but like, what do you know about Ace? Because the last couple of conversations was just like, you know, what do you really know about me? And he couldn't really tell you, you know, anything besides your name and where you're from. Like, not given. But anyways, this whole Taylor and Alandria situation, like I said, once again, what I keep saying is get a man for Alandria, because Taylor, you know, like, what's going on with Taylor? Like, what's going on? Anyway, they get to this little messy challenge, which is like, you know, truth or dare with the pie kiss edition. And first one up is Nick. He basically says, you know, besides, you know, Sierra, his partner, Alandria is the best kisser. So he picks Alandria. The thing landed on pie. He pied her.
Do you think, other than your partner, is the best kisser? Alandria.
Some messy, you know, question and answers was Shelly picks, like, you know, which islander regrets the decision of coupling up, and they picked Ace, of course, because it's like, you really ended things in Maya day one. She pied Ace. Another question was, you know, Alandria basically picked, like, who was just in this game for, you know, the money. And she picked Jeremiah, because, like, Ace already put that situation out there that it's giving fraud. It's not giving legit. So, and Alandria don't really like Jeremiah like that, but they did have a conversation in today's episode, so we'll see how that really goes. Huda picks Ace about, who's just waiting for, you know, new bombshells to enter the villa. Ace didn't really like that. Taylor, he picked Amaya for who's just doing too much, and, you know, Amaya did not really like that at all. So, messy questions all around. I think Ace picked Shelly for best smile, and he really, like, went in on that kiss, because he picked the pie, took the cherry out the pie, and decides to kiss Shelly with the cherry in his mouth. And he was going in about it, and Austin, like, put her down. Like, it was kind of funny. Anyhow, you know, guys and girls talking about that whole situation. Nick decided to put his 2 cents in the, mix, basically said, like, I think Huda is giving fraudulent.
Okay.
That's a hot take.
That's fine.
Like sometimes I think she really does like you, and then sometimes I'm like, she's just being like way too closed off for it like to be date 8. And I think that you enjoy her. But sometimes I think that she's just like the safest.
Interesting.
Don't tell her I said that.
I won't.
And it's just like, wow, like Jeremiah, like, oh, like that's my best guy in that villa. And if my best guy basically telling me that, Huda's giving fraudulent, I may have to think twice. Like, like, you know what? So the girls, basically, Amaya's just like, I'm gonna have to talk to Taylor. I'm gonna have to talk to Taylor about the situation. Like, and Andrea, she kind of felt some type of way how Amaya was talking about the whole Taylor picking her for being like doing too much in the challenge. But Taylor's just like, Amaya's just like, I'm gonna have to talk to Taylor. All the guys just seem to be a little off put by Amaya, but she's just like, she crashed out, rightfully to Ace about how he treated her. Now, she was wrong for how she did Shelly though, because Shelly had no parts in it. It was really Ace and his decision. He's the one who picked you and acted like he didn't pick you and tried to treat you differently. And he's in a couple of you. Like, so all that energy was supposed to be towards Ace. But moving on. Anyhow, the guys basically, Ace talking about how he didn't like how Huda picked him for the situation. Like, how some of her answers were giving fraud. Like, oh, she was just trying to dodge her answers or whatever. So Huda comes over there, basically talks to Jeremiah. Jeremiah was kind of like, in his head about the situation. So Huda's just like, yeah, something seems off. Like, is Jeremiah mad? Whatever. So then, I think some of the girls came over because she pulls Jeremiah for a chat. And some of the girls came over and Austin's just like, oh, they got into Jeremiah's head. Like, really aired Nick out. Because he's just like, oh, I think we probably got into his head. Like, so when Huda and Jeremiah are talking, Jeremiah's basically saying, like, the guys, said, I don't think you being real. So
They think you like me and like her for me. Half they think you're just like playing it safe type shit.
They're just like, wow, this is why I don't tell the guys anything, because this is how they really gonna talk about me. Like, he really listening to the guys to mess up the whole situation, which is like, wow, that's how he moving. But it is what it is, Anyway, the preview shows Ace still going in for Shelly, which is crazy, and like right in front of Austin, which is like in his salad, like mad wild. But we don't really want Shelly to be with Austin. It's very unfortunate she's in that pairing, but his movement has been moving in these past episodes. Do we even want, Shelly to be with Ace? Like, no, let's send bombshells in. Let's sell them bombshells who really want to be about Shelly, who really want to be about Alandria, into the villa, because what's going on here? Like, some of these guys not giving. The only couple that seems to be stable enough right now is Charlie and Hannah, which is crazy work, but I mean, it is what it is. But too fast in that villa once again, so nothing is stable. Nothing is like, once you pass the Casa Amor test, that's when you can really say like, you pass. But until then, all of these are just on standby until we see something shake. I mean, this is entering to week 2, so we see how that goes. But there is no episode on Wednesday. We finally have a little break in between. New episode Thursday. I think a vote is coming up either by Thursday night or Friday night. Somebody's gonna be sent home by a vote. So get that app downloaded. Yeah, get that app downloaded, because we're gonna need that votes to be locked in. But yeah, this episode was kind of like interesting. I feel like the reason why the guys feel their type of way about Amaya is because Shelly told Austin about what happened. Austin was just like, yeah, Amaya shouldn't have went out like that by Shelly. And then obviously hearing Ace is the leader of the group. Like, he the youngest of the group and the leader of the group. Ace basically have what he had to say about Amaya. So all the guys gonna feel their type of way about Amaya. Because if you have Austin basically feeling like, how she did Shelly was messed up, and he's best friends with Charlie, and then you have Ace, leader of the group, basically having, not feeling, cool about her anymore, saying what he's saying, all the guys definitely gonna turn on Amaya. So it is what it is, you know, unfortunately. But I mean, Amaya seems to make them scared. So you know what? If you have a girl in a villa that makes the guy scared, you know, feel some type of way, sit up straight, whatever, you know, you need to keep them in. Like, whoever's bringing the entertainment, he's very messy, but he is bringing some, you know, entertainment. This episode is really about him, Amaya, kind of sort of Austin, like a triple A really, Amaya, Ace, and Austin, triple A really in that villa, like in this episode. That was basically what the episode was giving. And then we have a little bit of Huda and Jeremiah's situation going on there. And that was basically the episode. I mean, of course, Shelly was in the middle of the AAA group. But other than that, that was episode 8 of Love Island USA Season 7. And if you like the video, comment down below and you know your thoughts, comments, concerns. You can subscribe to my channel, subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.